What is self actualization or realizing your full potential? It's been known to be called a journey or a destination. I believe it is more a state of being which is driven by the stories that we tell ourselves, the stories of how we see ourselves and our life, the ideal life of our dreams on our own terms. Hi, I'm Anika, and I'm a certified life coach. As a lifelong student of personal growth, I am committed to continuous learning and transformation, which has helped me rewrite my story over the last few years as I moved from the world of corporate leadership to entrepreneurship, mentoring, teaching, and coaching. With this video today, I'm launching my YouTube channel, Coach Anika, Rewrite Your Story, to share thoughts and insights that I've gathered through my path of learning and personal transformation on how one can define, create, and live the life that you love the way you want to. I'll be sharing resources, videos, audios, books, insights and learnings out of my own personal experiences, but also through engagements, collaborations, and discussions with some of the best coaches in the world and some of the most courageous people that I've had the opportunity to coach. So I'll be posting daily for 90 days on this channel, starting from today. And if you like what you see, if you resonate with what you hear, feel free to follow me, and let's take this journey together over the next 90 days to learn a little bit more about personal transformation and how it can help and support you to get unstuck and move forward to attaining the life of your dreams. So, a little bit about myself. For most of my life, I felt conflicted between my true identity and the identities that had grown over me in fulfilling the expectations that were put upon me. I played the expected part of fitting in pretty well. I was an A grade student. I was educated from some of the best educational institutions in the world. I had the opportunity of what I believed was my dream job with some of the best companies in the industry that I worked in, climbing up the corporate ladder, enjoying financial growth in the process, all of which should have equated to happiness and fulfillment. It looked really beautiful, perfect, I would say, from the outside. But there was a huge void that I felt on the inside. I missed having a purpose on days to get out of bed, being able to face the morning with optimism, look forward to making a difference for myself and for others. Something about the story that I was living just didn't feel right. It felt like a story of compromises and adjustments, but not always, but a lot of the times, it fell short of joy and satisfaction. I worked long hours, sometimes weekends too, and sacrificed time that I wanted to spend for myself or with my loved ones. My bookshelf became a picture of evidence of a passion for reading that I used to have as a kid, which was now lost in the race for survival. And I used to just wait for the annual leave to find the time to enjoy these, but just never happened. So an opportunity presents itself, which became a turning point for me. A bunch of friends signed themselves up to some challenging trekking goals, aka 3 mountains in 4 months, including Everest Base Camp and Mount Elbrus, which is the highest peak in Europe. Now, I was a city girl. Uh, I knew nothing about camping, about being in the outdoors, leave alone about hiking or trekking. I'd never even dreamed about conquering mountains or being conscious of physical fitness. But there was an unquivering voice inside of me in the middle of all of this self doubt on taking up this challenge on trekking. And this unquivering voice just says, Anika, you've got to do this. So I left my highly paid corporate life, dedicated myself to 4 months of physical training, and off we went. I was able to summit two out of the three, including Everest Base Camp, which, of course, was a phenomenal feeling. But within that exhilaration of achieving a personal feat of this nature, something that was the hardest challenge physically and mentally that I had committed myself to at the time, I had a chance to reflect over how had I gotten to this point of discontent in my professional world. And I saw it as an opportunity to probably transform, make some changes. I had a choice. I could either go back to the life that I had, get another job in the same industry, in the same place, or I had a choice to change the rules, redefine how I wanted my life to look like, feel like, and to rewrite that story. So, took all of my savings, went back to university, changed countries in the hope to rediscover myself and seek new opportunities that can relaunch my professional career with a new set of eyes. Didn't really pan out like that. As I graduated and started applying for lots of jobs, I got all sorts of responses to my credentials. You're overqualified. We need someone who will agree to relocate to this place that I didn't want to relocate to, or we can't meet your financial expectations. So, rejection after rejection, I pondered if I'd spent every penny of my savings into an educational investment for myself, but there was really nothing to show for other than a piece of paper, my degree, but I really didn't have anything else to show for. So, do I need to be tied to a company's employee payroll to demonstrate my value? That was the question that came up for me. And the answer was, well, perhaps not. So, the day that I received the rejection from that last opportunity that I had tied my hopes into, I decided it was time to change. There was no time to, drown myself into more self-doubt. I decided to take my destiny into my own hands and created my first profile as an independent freelancer before the end of the day, defining a new identity for myself. And I've never looked back. This was about 6 years ago now. Now that I began to rewrite my story, I began to change the rules for it. I changed my status quo. I changed the quality of my work. I changed the type of clients that I work with. I changed the way that I think about everything from the discovery part to the delivery part, the understanding on what are the problems that need to be solved, to figuring out what is the most efficient path that we can lay out to discover those answers. I changed my story. Mind Valley was a huge contributor to this path of personal transformation. Mind Valley is the world's largest platform for personal growth and life transformation, which I have been associated with now for the last 4 to 5 years. I went through this journey over the last 5 years, peeling off these layers of identities that were limiting me to fulfill my true potential, discovering, redefining that true identity, and working over every aspect of the world that I wanted to create for myself, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. I replaced the old unwanted layers with new evolved versions of who I wanted to actually be. So, do you ask yourself what's holding you back from moving forward? Is there an aspired personal or professional goal that is a picture in your mind or a note in your journal that you can't seem to take action on? Are you struggling to find a balance between your professional world and your personal world? Do you have a dream that you're really motivated about, but you feel like you're stuck within this negative spiral of thoughts? If any of these questions speak to you or have come up for you, first I want to tell you you're not alone. And many of us come through these questions when we find ourselves seeking for growth and development. If any of this does resonate with you, I'd invite you to like what you heard today, subscribe to this channel, and take a journey over the next 90 days with me, where I share insights and learnings from my experiences and from others that I have learned from, so that they can help you elevate yourself and transform yourself so that you can rewrite your story for the type of life that you wish for yourself. I look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much for listening. Take care and stay awesome.